it's Lindsay from My Crafty Plans. Welcome back to my channel. Today I have another memory plan with me for you, of course in my Aura Estelle A5 wide cloud planner using my press inserts, same one I've been using all year. And today we are doing a catch-up spread. So one of the spreads that I skipped over, I am about 6 weeks behind in my memory planner. So trying to catch up here, will be bouncing back and forth between ones that I skipped over and ones that are more recent weeks. So I'm really excited. This was like a huge monumental week. I went on my first work trip post-COVID, post having 3 kids, post a lot of things, and I just had a really amazing time out on this work trip, and it was really just very exciting, and I cannot wait to plan with this and just like chat with you about this week. So this is a Scribble Prints Co mystery kit. This is the February 2022 mystery kit, and I got this in a mystery D-stash bundle that I hauled a while back, and I just absolutely love this. So I had like a bunch of work kits, but all of them had like more work from home vibes, and I just loved like the out and about nature of this kit, like the shopping fashion vibes. And I don't usually like get dressed like all the way. I'm very much a yoga pants t-shirt, like shorts t-shirt kind of a person. And this was like a very formal week since I was on a work trip to a conference, and I was like wearing like, you know, much more stylish clothes and all of that stuff, living a much more stylish life than I typically do. So I thought that even though this isn't work related, the vibes of this kit just totally matched the vibes of the week a little bit. And I just really want to use this. So that is what we're going with. This is an ultimate kit. I do have the foil bundle that came with this as well, but I'm not going to use it. I'm going to use some other foil that I have. So we have the full boxes here, and this is the mystery style of the ultimate kit. So there are some extra pages. You get a tall box, so much functional stuff, just like so much functional stuff in a Scribble Prints Co kit. This cute shopping deco, glitter headers, the rounded functional page, as I like to call it, the plain functional page, and then the pattern functional page. I am definitely not going to run out of stickers for this week. I never do with the Scribble Prints Co kit. This like super cute little looking down at your feet box. I absolutely love this washi. I think it's so pretty. I'm really into that. It's very, very, very beautiful. So this is the mystery kit extra page. So you get an extra color, more of the functional stuff from the main kit, and then 2 extra full boxes. And then again, another extra page from the mystery kit with some skin tone alternates and like a shopping box. I absolutely love like this girl with the hat. I think that's so cute. I'm definitely going to use that one. Very adorable. I like that it's like shopping vibes, but it also looks like picking out your outfit. And I did spend a lot of time picking out my outfits for this trip. Anyway, that is the kit. I'm going to pull out these pages and jump in. So I am going to start with the full boxes as usual for the base of the spread. I just had so much fun planning with this kit. I feel like it's been a minute since I've planned in this style, and I used like a lot of Fox and Pip Girls and Once More with Love munchkins and just had like a really good time. But I didn't do like bougie boxes or anything. I kept it pretty simple, and I just love the way that this turned out. I think it looks so good in the end, and this week was a while ago. It's back in May, and it's currently like mid-July. But I still definitely remember this week very clearly, at least the part where I was away on my work trip. So I had such a good time, which sounds like a strange thing to say. I hadn't traveled in so long. I hadn't been without the kids like ever, because not since the baby was born, which was 2.5 years ago. But I just had a really great time. It was such a great event. This company that I sometimes do work for and sometimes do events for, they do such a good job putting events on, and I just had such an amazing time. I had to give a presentation that was like a little bit over an hour long. It was actually 2 presentations back to back, so I was speaking for a really long time, and I was really nervous about it beforehand because it had been a long time since I had done anything in person like that. It used to be a huge component of my job. Like I used to do it all of the time, but it's definitely a muscle. And if you don't practice it, you get a little rusty. So I actually felt after that I didn't think it was like my best job after, but the crowd reacted to it really well, and like my client was like so pleased with it. So it went really well, and they've already invited me to speak at another event, so I'm really excited for that. This wasn't the first event I had done for them either. So anyway, it was just a really fun trip. Plus I got to see some friends in Texas because we did used to live there, and I haven't been back since we lived there. So it was nice to just be back and to see people and all of that good stuff. So for those of you that don't know, I work freelance. I do like consulting and writing for a very specific industry, nothing related to Planner or YouTube. This is purely a hobby, but I do work for myself part-time. I used to work for like a larger company where I did similar stuff, not as much writing, more just consulting and presentations when I was at like my corporate job. But I really enjoy it. I enjoy my industry a lot, and I really enjoy working for myself and working in like the freelance style. Plus it's been so flexible since I have so many little kids running around and I work like very part-time. I can pick up more projects when I want to and less when I don't want to, which has been really nice. And for me, it's worked out really well, and I was able to like leverage a lot of the relationships I had made earlier on in my career to help me get this freelance business started for myself. And I have been doing this for about 3 years now, so I do really enjoy that. So those are sort of the freelance upsides. On the downside, I do really miss like being part of a team when you work freelance, and especially for writing, it's very solitary. Obviously I have like editors and managers and stuff that help support all of that writing, but where I used to work, it was such a team environment, and I had younger analysts that worked for me that I got to lead the projects that they were working on, and those kind of components are what I really do miss about being in a more corporate environment. But I just absolutely love the flexibility of working for myself. So it's kind of got some pros and cons, but for right now, the pros definitely outweigh all of the cons. And I actually had, back when I was taking like questions for voiceovers a really long time ago, Cynthia actually left a comment for me on one of the YouTube videos saying, for freelance, do you feel the amount of effort you put into the work is the equal to the amount that you are paid? And even when she posted that question, I remember thinking this week would be the perfect week to answer it, and so I saved it. So for me, I am going to say yes, and that is definitely the most challenging part of working freelance, and you really have to advocate for yourself. There are some things like once you get going, if I'm doing like the same thing over and over again, I don't have to renegotiate every time I do something, but anytime I do a new project or take on a new client, like all of those fee structures have to be negotiated up front and everything like that. And I've gotten really good at assessing what my time is worth. And also the other component of that is assessing how long something is gonna take you. So that's not to say I've never made mistakes on stuff like that. And most of the work I do is either like a project rate or I get paid on commissions. I do occasionally do projects where I charge an hourly rate, but for me, it's much more common to just charge like a single fee for a project. So you have to be really good at gauging how long something is going to take you, and then knowing what your time is worth, and don't undervalue yourself. All of those things take some practice, especially the advocating for yourself. I feel like that can be really difficult, like telling someone a price is that's not enough money, or that something is too low. That's always really difficult to do, but it does get easier over time. And then also once you establish relationships with clients and you kind of have a baseline to work from, it definitely gets easier from there. That's not to say I've never made mistakes on this. Obviously, a couple of things really stand out to me, especially from earlier on when I was working freelance, where I just really didn't ask for enough money, or really just wrongly guessed the amount of time that something would take me, but I've definitely gotten much better at that and more formulaic with how I think about it. So anyway, I am going to jump into the day by day now. On Monday, I woke up really early and I did my hair because I wanted to have like it all done before I left on my trip on Tuesday. So I just got up early. I tried to get my regular Monday work done super early and super quickly so that I could just focus on getting ready for the trip. I also did like a little pre-trip planning session, like very functional speaking, just trying to get all of my thoughts organized, make sure I have all of like my documents documents. I sketched out my schedule for those days. I actually used daily pages, Moxie Life daily planning pad pages for the 2 days of my trip, and then, a really simple functional spread. I think I have a functional plan with me for that week that I just like pre-planned the whole thing and posted that up if you want to check it out. It's probably a couple months ago, since it would have been closer to when the trip was on. Then I also packed for the trip that afternoon. I had a very early flight the next day, so I wanted to make sure everything was all ready to go, and I, had to like pack all of my fancy work clothes and all of that stuff, and make sure I had like all my makeup and everything that I needed to take with me for the trip. Plus I brought like a lot of documents with me, not like a lot of documents. I brought like a lot of prep work with me because I was going to practice on the plane and everything. And I didn't need I didn't have Wi-Fi for that or anything. I just kind of printed off copies of some things so that I could practice my slides and everything on the airplane. Then that afternoon and evening, we had some last kiddo cuddles. Like I said, this was my first time away from all three kids, and they took it really well. And my son got like a little bit emotional. He's my middle one, but he was fine. And I think it's like more the prospect of you leaving than like when you're actually gone, if that makes sense. And they were just at school the whole week. My baby, who doesn't usually go to school every day, she was able to go every day this week, so that I had some flexibility there. And then I just did some practice that night as well, because like I said, I was really, really nervous, especially for one of the presentations is like one where I made the whole thing and it's something I know super well and cover all the time, and, have done this presentation before or something similar. The other one, I was actually doing it for someone else, and it's something I used to cover a lot but don't really cover as much anymore. So that one I was like especially nervous about, but they both went well. So anyway, then I woke up super, super early in the morning. I really, in the few days leading up to the trip, had a really hard time sleeping. Just was so, so nervous for the presenting. And I never used to get nervous. I just think because it had been so, so long since I had like done an in-person live presentation. I still do like web calls and stuff like that, but it's totally different vibe when you're standing in front of a crowd. And it was actually a pretty large crowd. So I definitely was feeling the nerves a little bit. And then I just like ran through things one last time, got ready to go, and left for my flight. And then I made it there sort of by lunchtime. So I had lunch with some colleagues and some people attending the conference as well. And then I went to the afternoon sessions of the conference. And then I met up with some friends after the conference was done for the day. And we went to like a happy hour and just had like a chill. I didn't really drink because I was presenting the next day, but we had like some appetizers and got Tex-Mex because that is definitely the food I miss most living back on the East Coast now after being in Texas. So we got that, and it was just really fun and great to catch up with some people, and it was just a very like chill night. Then I tried to go to bed really early after doing some more practicing because, my presentation was first thing Wednesday morning, except for not actually first thing Wednesday morning because I was up at like 4:30 just because of nerves and stuff. So I got some massive amounts of coffee and just ran through things again, then did like my technology check with like the folks running the conference to make sure everything was working, and we had like a few little last minute hiccups, but that was okay. We got it all ironed out and everything, and then I did my presentation and everything went super, super well. I had to like stick around. There was like one person presenting after me, and then there was like a Q&A section where they took questions from like both sessions that I had done and then the session that somebody else had done after me. So we all answered questions, and we got a lot of questions, and they always have we submit like backup questions that like plants can ask in case they don't get any questions, so that it like looks interactive and stuff, but we didn't have to use any of the plant questions. There was like enough response from the crowd, which is fantastic. And then actually in the break after, and like the snack break after the morning session, I got absolutely cornered by people who just like wanted to talk to me and ask me more questions and stuff like that. So it was really, had some like great discussions, and it was just very validating. Everything went really well. I was like definitely feeling amazing, except for my feet, because I wore heels, and I have not worn heels in so long, and my feet hurt so bad after this. Oh my goodness. I just I could not take it. So I actually went upstairs after, before lunch. I snuck out, and I was just like, I need to just change and chill out for a minute. I just like laid down for a minute. You have like I've not slept well in days, and then was up so early and drank so much coffee, and then was just like the adrenaline rush from like speaking in front of a crowd, and then all of a sudden you just absolutely crash out. It was so hard to get back out of bed after. Oh my goodness, just like absolutely challenging to get back out there and to go back down. But I did, because I wanted to see the rest of the conference, obviously, because in addition to being, you know, being a presenter there, I was also attending, and I got to like learn a bunch of new stuff from other people's sessions that cover like, you know, different topics and things like that. So it was great. And then after the conference ended for the day, we had like a little bit of a wrap-up meeting with everyone who presented, where we just, you know, went around, gave feedback, got feedback. It was really nice. It was a very celebratory environment. This was the first in-person event that this company had done since prior to COVID, and it just went really well, and it was really well attended and everything. So I think it just felt really good for everyone all around. So it was really nice to be a part of that. And then I grabbed a dinner and drinks just like at the hotel we were at with some colleagues after. It was just like great to celebrate and catch up. Like fairly friendly with a lot of these people. I've worked with them for a while and all of that stuff. So it was really nice to see people in person and all of that good stuff. Again, I just had such a good time, and I have another work trip now. The same company invited me to speak at another event that they're hosting in the fall, and I'm really excited for that as well. So then on Thursday, I just had my flight early in the morning, so I got up and just flew, and I was feeling a little bit better after getting a good night's sleep, but definitely still needed more sleep to catch up on like the past couple of days. I always feel like if you have like a run of really bad sleep, I'm usually a pretty good sleeper, but if you have like a really bad run, it definitely takes more than one day to catch up on sleep. I'm not someone who can just like sleep till noon the next day, even if I don't have a flight to catch, which I did. But anyway, I forced myself to unpack right when I got home, because I do not like leaving packed suitcases or like untidy things or anything like that. That just, it breaks my brain. So I unpacked right away, and then I just like zonked out in front of the TV for a couple of hours before it was time to pick the kids up from school, and I was able to go and pick them up from school, and I was really excited to see them, and they were excited to see me, and that was really nice and everything. And then we actually got sushi for dinner that night, takeout, and we decided to eat with the kids since I hadn't seen them like all week, and we ate it outside, and it was really, really nice. This weekend was absolutely beautiful, and because of that, we decided to make it our first beach weekend of the year. I went to bed really, really early, and yeah, just went to bed really, really early because, again, I was exhausted. And then on Friday, I just had a pretty chill day. I did a little bit of work in the morning, just like some follow-ups from the conference, some follow-ups from things that I had missed while I was away at the conference, stuff like that. And then I did some like life admin, catch up, make sure the house was in order, make sure everything was kind of like life-wise in order since I had been away all week again. And then I filmed a memory plan with me because that's what I like to do, and that's what I like to do to relax. And then that night, my husband and I watched a little bit of TV, and we had drinks, and then I took a very relaxing bath and just continued on. It definitely took me a few days to recover from the trip, and I mean, it was a pretty intense schedule. I literally flew there on Tuesday morning and then flew back on Thursday morning, so it was a really quick turnaround time. But I try and keep, if I'm going to travel without the kids, which again, this is the first time I've done that in years, I want to keep it as quick as possible because I don't want to be away from them for too many nights or anything like that. So while I'm filling this out, I will just mention that I did use a Pigma Micron fine liner on this kit instead of my gel pen, and I just prefer the way the fine liners write on glossy stickers. And this Scribble Prints Co kit is like pretty much the only shop I buy from that has glossy stickers. So when I plan with her, except for that one day on Thursday where I forgot and then switched back over, I tend to use the Pigma Micron, and I have like a 0.3 and a 0.5 for what, just depending on the tip size that I want for the words. And I actually love the way my handwriting turned out this week as well. So that is a bonus. I feel like sometimes if you switch up your pens, it's just like, I don't know, just like you're paying more attention to how you write, and that makes your writing turn out neater. So that's an added bonus. On Saturday, like I said, we ended up deciding to go to the beach because it was supposed to be such a beautiful weekend, and we didn't have any plans, and that just sounded really fun. My parents have a beach house that's a little bit more than an hour away from where we live, so it's really easy for us to get down there, and we go a lot over the summer. So this was the first week, and we had a beach day. Like I said, it was just super, super warm. We just had a really good time. My mom and dad were both down, so we had some kid grandparent fun time. We got takeout for dinner. And then I did some reading, and then unfortunately we had a really bad night's sleep again. We decided to try and put all 3 kids in the same room this weekend as like a practice time, even though my brother wasn't down, so we could have used his room, but we were like, okay, we should get them used to it. It's the first time that our littlest one is going to be in the room with the big kids. The 2 big kids sleep fine, share a room fine together. They're very used to that. We do it every summer. It has not worked out at all, and we have already given up on that. Then now if everyone's down and we don't have an extra space, we actually bring the big kids and they sleep in our room, and then the baby, who is 2.5, not a baby, sleeps in a room by herself because she's just not at the point where she can sleep in a room with other people yet. It just makes everybody wake up at like 4 o'clock in the morning, and I was not having that all summer long. So she can have her own space, and then if my brother isn't down, then she just sleeps in his room because he also has a baby. She's still in a crib, and my brother and his wife just had a new baby, so she can sleep in the new baby's crib. So yeah, we just do a lot of bed shuffling, basically. So then on Sunday, the weather wasn't as nice, and we wanted to get back for soccer because the kids were still playing soccer. So we just woke up early and went to soccer, and then actually I think it rained, and the kids were so miserable at soccer because they didn't cancel. And then I just got some coffee again after this whole week, it was probably the least I've slept in since I had an actual newborn. It was not a great week for sleep. And the kids were just really, really not feeling the day. Very upset. We tried to go out to lunch. It was not very successful. We got some food though. And then we just kind of did our Sunday usual, groceries and meal prep, all that stuff. And I actually used a pack lunches script from JK Creates Co. to mark that. I'm on her PR team, and that was one of the scripts I requested that she add to the shop because that's what I really think of when I do meal prep. It's mostly packing lunches for the kids. Okay, that is everything all finished up. I absolutely love how this looks. This was such a fun spread to put together. It's been a minute since I've used an SPC kit, and I just had a lot of fun planning with this. While the camera cut off, I did just swap those 2 boxes right there for different colors. I just thought that the color flow at the bottom here was just looking a little bit too brown, so I just wanted to tweak that slightly so it wasn't so many colors the same right next to each other. But anyway, loving how this spread looks. I absolutely love what I did at the top, the coffee washi from Simply Gilded. I'm just really, really feeling this. This was super, super fun. Let me show you what I have left from the kit. It is quite a large kit, so I do have a good chunk left. That being said, I pulled up so many more boxes and then changed my mind and put them back down. So I'm trying to stick them all back down to save this for someone else who wants to use it. I do usually give away all of my kit leftovers in de-stash bundles and stuff like that. So stay tuned for that. Lots. I didn't even use this page at all. Lots of stuff in this to de-stash there. I do have 1 full box left, and this page, and then this page as well. Like I said, this was not only an SPC Ultimate kit, but it was an Ultimate Mystery kit, so it had even more stuff than usual. So that's everything for now. If you liked this video, please like this video, and also don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell, and follow me on Instagram to keep up with everything going on in my planners. Bye!